So showing a little bit of how the sausage is made here. I made this little aluminum horn. Kind of goes well with the hinge on this thing. This thing is massive, by the way. Kind of hacked open this, a couple holes in this. I know it looks ugly, but you know, it'll look good when it's done. So anyways, made this servo horn. This is gonna be what the servo ends up pulling on via this very, very, very long underneath stuff here. Very long carbon fiber push rod. So been making this up. Got one side done. We'll work on that. And so right now I've been building the box around it, so you can see there's a lot of epoxied in plywood, and I'm using this. It's a 3M's DP420. About 20-minute work time. Works out great. And so what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna fill this thing in with some epoxy, and then after this is all done, and I'll come back and show you once it's done epoxying in, we're gonna box it in on top, so there's no chance of this rotating. But as you can see already, this thing is really sturdy in there, and so it's gonna be strong. It isn't perfectly center, and that's kind of on purpose because there's a pin that needs to go on one side that's gonna hold the push rod in. So we'll work on that and come back when it's done. All right, so getting things glued in there. You can see we got a bunch of epoxy. We got two different kinds of epoxy, of course, because you know that's how we do. Got some plywood kind of covering everything up and strengthening it all and boxing it in there. This thing is super strong. Kind of started on the process of finishing the surface back up and cleaning it all up. You can see it, not too bad, and it's gonna work out nicely. You won't even know what happened. I did accidentally drop it while I was working on it and mess up the leading edge, but that's okay. I'll figure that out. But give me just 1 second and I'll show you how this goes on the airplane. All right. On the airplane, you can see I still got to work on some of the clearancing in that area. It's binding a little bit, but you can see down here we have a push rod that we can move it up and down with. Elevator done. Now what comes next is we got that push rod coming down from the top. We're gonna put a servo right up in there somewhere, build a box for it and everything, and that will be it. This is gonna be pretty slick in that you won't see any servos. It's gonna be kind of the theme of this airplane, I think. Also got some really neat deliveries this week that I want to show off. Let me go get those and I'll lay it out and show you guys. All right, so fresh from the mail truck, got some CM Jets tanks, Kevlar tanks. These things are beautiful, beautiful. Got two of them. I think they're 8 liters. That's about 2 gallons in bald eagles. I haven't really talked about this, but this project, so I got this project, well, I guess it's third hand. And the original builder unfortunately passed away, and I bought it from the guy who bought it from his family. And it had these tanks in it, there's nothing wrong with these tanks. These are great. But as we start talking about power plant, the original builder was talking about using a 210 in it, which probably would have been fine. I think it was a 210. It might have been 240. At any rate, probably would have been fine. As we started talking and discussing through what we were going to build this with, we decided a 320 was the way we were going to go. And so that brought some unique constraints in that 2 of these I don't think was going to cut it. I think this is about equal to 1 of those, 2 of those, maybe slightly more. But yeah, so got some new tanks that are going to go in the airplane, and yeah, we're going to start working on finishing up the elevator a little bit more, I think, soon. All right, so last bit of progress, I think, for today. Kind of put some of these pieces of plywood in here to kind of bridge the gap and fill that whole area in and keep it strong. Given that this is going to be pulling up and down on it, I figured I'd make it as strong as I possibly could. So really all that's left is a little bit of adjustment on the height of these pieces, and then some planking balsa wood and fiberglass skin, and it's ready to go back on the airplane. I think that will be all right. So working on the elevator here. Oh man, that's a cool camera shot. I haven't seen that yet. Built a little plywood mount just to experiment with it. I might use it. We're gonna see. I gotta think through the strength of this a little bit more. This is not the servo that's gonna go in here either. Ordered that, but it's the same size, so I can use it. But as you can see, this just works so slick. That push rod's all the way up there, comes out the other end. Gonna cut this off still and adjust it all. But yeah, this is really coming together. Other updates are bodywork on the elevator. Can't even tell all that mess that I showed you earlier. Look at that. And you can see let's see, focus. There's a pin in there now with a slide pin. It'll probably end up being a cotter pin at the end, bent over. But that is what that looks like. It's really coming together. This elevator ought to be done this week. All right, so back. I called up Calligraphics, first time ever working with them, and asked them if they had ever done an F-104 with the NASA theme. And so, spoiler alert, that's what we're doing on this airplane. It's the NASA theme. And they said, absolutely, we'll get it right out to you. And I think all in, it took maybe 3 weeks. May have even been faster, if I'm counting correctly. Anyways, I got a shipment this week. Beautiful, beautiful vinyl graphics for the whole airplane. You can see this is going to be on the tail. We have the iconic NASA meatball. We have all the little nomenclature and everything that goes all over the airplane. Door stencils and everything that's going to go on the airplane. So this is absolutely phenomenal. I'm super excited about this. I opened this box and I felt like a kid in a candy store reading through all this. So super excited. Absolutely, Calligraphics knocked it out of the park with these.